Hi, this is Dr. Lisabeth Saunders Medlock of Life by Design Coaching with your life coaching tip of the week for the week of July 8th, 2013. Took a week off last week. I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th holiday. It rained like crazy here in Columbia, South Carolina. You needed kind of a canoe to get around, but we survived. This week I really want to talk about the concept of delegating your time. And this is something that I work on with my clients, and also something that I've worked on periodically throughout my life, is the concept of delegation, which I think some of us don't do so well. I think some of us have the notion, and I don't know where we got this from. Someone got this message from our parents. We got this message in college. We got this message from peers that you're supposed to do everything yourself. That it's not okay to hand off things. But if you're ever going to be a good manager, a good leader, or a good entrepreneur, what you're going to have to learn is that you have got to learn how to delegate, and delegate well, and understand what to delegate and when to delegate. And what I find is a lot of people don't do this very well. They feel that if they don't do the task themselves, if they don't have control over the task, they won't have control over the outcome. It won't be the way they want it. And so they tend to kind of keep things to themselves. But there is a way to delegate and still have control over the outcome. And there is a way to delegate and still have your hand in the management of something without the doing of something. So one thing to do is to look at your life. And this is not only work related, but life related. And look at things that you don't necessarily have to do yourself, that you can delegate out, because that time would be better invested elsewhere. What this means is that you have to kind of have a sense of what you do with your time, where you spend your time, and the things that you could give up to reinvest other places. I remember really early on, when I first started my own business in my early 30s, late 20s, early 30s, I cleaned my own house, I did my own yard work. An older consultant said to me, every hour you spend cleaning your house, you could be generating new business. And think about what you make an hour. Is it really worth the investment of your time as an entrepreneur to clean your own house? And the answer was no. It's cheaper for me to pay someone twice a month to come and clean my house and do my yard, because I can be reinvesting that time towards either working on consulting projects or building new business. So that became a really clear point of clarity for me, and I always keep that as points in my life when I'm doing things and when I'm looking at my budget. Sometimes it's better to budget out some of the tasks, whether it be cleaning your house, having someone do your yard, having someone take over your, for me, I was inputting all my own data when I was doing evaluation projects, which was ridiculous at what I got paid an hour. So again, hiring someone to input all my data, to do all my mail outs. There's a lot of things that when you look at what you do and you think about, what am I worth? What can I make an hour? Not only if you're an entrepreneur, but even if you're working in business and you're thinking about what you make an hour when you're, looking at it in terms of home tasks, and where you want to really reinvest your time, whether it be learning something new, doing a new skill, gaining back that time for yourself so that you can re-energize to put better energy into your work and home life. It makes a lot of sense sometimes to delegate stuff out. Now, and this includes childcare. I see a lot of people running themselves ragged into the ground. They don't get the childcare they need to get the respite time that they need, and then they wonder why they're overwhelmed as a parent and yelling at their kids all the time. And also trying to work a side job and not doing a very good job of managing anything, and the house is a total wreck. It's because you don't have enough time for yourself. So sometimes even delegating out childcare, that's another task. So when you look at it, think about where you're investing your time and your energy, and reinvesting it in yourself. If you reinvest in yourself and you think about ways that you need to reinvest in yourself, and also the ways in which you can best utilize your talents and skills. Because you could be learning a new skill, developing something new, taking the time for yourself, re-energizing to retool and do something great and grand that's going to bring you in a lot of profit and a lot of happiness rather than scrubbing your toilet. So it's time to start delegating out those things that either you don't really need to be doing, you don't have a great skill or talent for, or you just really don't like to do. Now, with that said, cleaning is sometimes a stress reducer for me, so I do it. Some people like picking weeds out of their garden, so do it. But if it's something that you find boring, monotonous, and that you really just rather want to pull your hair out, then I say go ahead and delegate. Look at your budget, look at your time, and use delegation. You'd be surprised. Hand stuff off. It's amazing how many people have told me that they feel like a failure, that they feel like they need to be doing it all themselves to feel like they're worthwhile. All those notions I think you have to disabuse yourself of. Delegation is smart. You're never going to be successful, independent, entrepreneurial unless you really learn how to delegate. You're never going to be able to get the time to invest in yourself, to retool, to reorganize, to be organized if you don't delegate out tasks. So all I can say is, and I can always reemphasize it, is delegate where you can, delegate where you can, delegate where you can. I think smart people learn how to delegate where. You look at smart managers, they put good people around them and they learn how to delegate, and that's how they become presidents of huge companies and run countries, because they have learned about delegation and how to delegate out to the things, the people that are experts that can do them well, and that they reinvest their time into the things that they do well. And you need to use that same strategy in your life no matter what you're doing. Delegate. It works. It's not going to feel super comfortable at first, but the more you do it, you're going to look back like I did and say, why the heck have I been doing this myself this whole time? It feels so much better to delegate. So I hope you enjoyed this life coaching tip of the week. I will see you next week with a new tip. Hopefully I'll be out in a new blog. I am having a writer's block and not a lot of time this summer. But I'm still writing, I'm still editing, I still have a book hopefully coming out. It will come out in some way, shape, or form soon. My Enlightened book that I wrote, my memoir. Be looking for that. I may release more chapters of it in my blog, so be looking for that too. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week.